When people think about what they would do if they had $1 million, they often think about how they would spend that $1 million, not how they would maintain and continue on the path of the millionaire life. I get it. All right, you want to buy that new supercar or start a collection of supercars and that new mansion or that new boat. And don't get me wrong, it's fun. That is until you realize after buying your new toys that you have no money for food or the necessities to live the life with the things you spend all your $1 million on. A lot of people think that $1 million is the pinnacle of what qualifies as being rich and having no need to ever worry about money again. And a long time ago, this was true, but now it's simply not the case. But I don't blame people that still think this today. Society is still trying to push the idea of $1 million as the pinnacle of desired wealth. Think of shows like Do You Want to Be a Millionaire? Or literally the lottery being called Mega Millions. In order to understand what to do with $1 million, you have to understand what $1 million is today in 2022. At one time, $1 million represented riches in America. Back in the 1950s, the average price of a home was less than $9,000. The average salary was $4,237. Think of what $1 million looked like then. Nowadays, the average price of a house is a bit under $250,000 and the average salary is a bit under $50,000. The point isn't that $1 million is something to sneeze at. It isn't, and anyone who says it is doesn't understand money. Instead, it's just that what once was a symbol of great wealth is now something attainable by middle-class American people. It doesn't mean they'll attain it. It doesn't mean that it isn't uncommon. Many employers offer 401k plans or other IRA saving plans that make it easy for employees to save, and in many cases, the employer matches some of the money. That money is usually invested, and over time, it usually grows. Over a long time, the investment alone, again from a middle-class employee, could grow to over $1 million. I'm not saying that $1 million isn't a lot of money, because it is. I'm just saying in the reference to the grand scheme of life. Take, for instance, you're working, college graduated 27-year-old. $1 million isn't enough for you to retire and fly to the Bahamas. At that age, you probably still have some debts and financial problems. Sure, $1 million will change your life, pay off your debt, buy a nice house and a car, some toys, and still have left over for savings, but you can't retire and live the next 40 years of your life on just $1 million. So in this context, what I'm saying is true, that it's not a huge amount of money for the ideal lifestyle that comes with the stereotypical millionaire life. Now, do not feel discouraged. In fact, you should feel way more excited. I bet you've heard the saying, you need to spend money in order to make money. Well, guess what? You have $1 million at your disposal. You now have the ability to make money way easier than if not. But say you want to turn $1 million into $10 million. Here's what you do. Using $1 million, you buy $5 million worth of income property. You increase the earnings by raising rents, cutting expenses, adding units, adding amenities, etc. With cap rates being very low, say 5% cap rate, means that every dollar of net income you produce before financing increases the value of your property by $20. So if you increase income in, say, 75 units at $200 per month, or $2,400 per annum times 75, which is equal to $180,000. You've increased the value by $3.6 million. That's 360%. But you spent money upgrading. So you have made about, let's say, $3.3 million increased value with your efforts. $5.7 million more to go to make $9 million profit. Well, the mortgage is being paid down. $4 million mortgage gets reduced in, say, 10 years by $1.3 million. You've made $4.6 million towards your $9 million profit. You're seeking to add up to $10 million with your initial $1 million investment. You only need $4.4 million more. Well, you have inflation, and growth in income properties averages approximately 5% per annum. It's $8.6 million times 5% per annum. In 10 years, the property would be worth approximately $13 million. Your mortgage will be $2.7 million, so your equity will be $10 million. In addition, there was cash flow, net cash in hand, of say 6% of your $1 million. which is 60,000 times 10 years, which is equal to 600,000. Some of that will have been spent on the upgrades, some for contingencies, but the balance just adds to the target to get you to that 10 million in less than 10 years. So with simple math, you're averaging $1 million per year. Alright, that's basically it. There really is no catch. I already hear your comments typing. This would be really helpful if I had $1 million in the first place. And you're right. But hear me out. Every week, I'll be making 2 videos on the path of making $1 million from nothing. Make sure you like and subscribe, because the next episode is going to be titled How to Turn $1 into $1 Million. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.